So I want to tell you something about myself that most people don't know. I graduated in one of the worst job markets in recent memory. It was right after the financial crisis. And like most people my age, job security was everything. So I did what made sense, at least on paper. I became an accountant. Safe, stable, but it was completely wrong for me. Deep down inside, I always knew I wanted to build something of my own. But self doubt, fear of judgment from others, and the very real need to pay my bills kept pushing that desire down. So I showed up, worked the long hours, and tried to convince myself that it was enough. But really, it wasn't. Eventually, my friend Derek and I started talking, and we realized that we had the same goals. We wanted to take control of our own futures. So we started brainstorming, testing ideas. Many of them went nowhere, but we kept going. Early mornings, before work, on the weekends, and whenever we could find time. Nobody was watching, nobody cared yet, but we just kept building. 4 years later, we had grown that business from nothing to a high seven-figure revenue company. And in 2023, we were acquired. At the time, I was only 35 years old, and it was the first time in my life that I could describe myself as achieving the trifecta. It was time freedom, financial freedom, and the health to actually do something with both of them. I celebrated by spending 3 months traveling around Europe. It was everything I'd imagined, but then my father passed away. Rapid onset dementia. It was fast and it was devastating, but it also taught me something that I don't think I could have experienced or understood in any other way. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Not with money, not with success, and not with anything else. From that moment on, I made the decision that I was going to make the most of whatever time I have left on this planet. So for the last 3 years, it's been filled with races, traveling, and experiences that I never would have allowed myself to enjoy when I was playing it safe. Somewhere along the way, my friends started calling me Yeezy, as in Chris makes everything look so easy. Don't get me wrong, I get it. From the outside, it probably looks that way. Guy sells a company, travels the world, does races whenever he can. But here's what they don't see. There was the fear of our business failing, the tireless nights and the stress of keeping the lights on and making sure our team was taken care of, the trail of broken relationships because I was so focused on achieving my own goals, the sadness of losing my father who I admired, and the mental and physical pain of training and racing through my ankylosing spondylitis diagnosis. It was never easy. It just looked that way because I didn't talk about the other stuff. That's actually why I'm starting this channel, because I think there's something worth saying about what goes on behind the scenes. The version of the story that doesn't necessarily make the highlight reel. So here's what you're signing up for if you decide to stick around. Next week, I leave for Africa. I'm spending 2.5 weeks in Botswana, Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe, as well as Mauritius. I've never filmed myself for YouTube before or many of my travels, so this should be an interesting experience. I'm going to be learning tons along the way as well as making tons of mistakes, so it'll be an interesting experience regardless. After that, my girlfriend and I are actually traveling the world for an entire year. We're going to be starting off in Fiji and Australia as well as New Zealand, but after that, the itinerary is kind of up in the air. I've never done YouTube before, and so I have no idea what I'm doing with this camera, but I think that's kind of the idea. You to experience and watch me figure it out in real time. There's no filter, there's not really a highlight reel, and it's just what it actually looks like. I don't know exactly what the channel becomes, but I know what I'm trying to do and why I'm making it. It's for anyone who's doubting themselves and has been playing it safe and wondering, is there anything more? And honestly, it's for myself, to document this chapter of my life while I'm living it. This is life on easy mode, and it's just getting started.